Hey guys, what's going on? This will be the Beastars Episode 7 sub-review. I'm going to be filling in the various blanks that I wasn't able to figure out in my Raw review. But before I start this video, I just want to let you know I dropped a Winter 2020 anime preview video. If you guys could take a look at that, watch it, give it a like, let me know what anime you're looking forward to this winter season. That would be awesome. But with that said, let's get into it. So in my Raw review, I wasn't able to figure out what was going on with the chicken girl. It turns out that she makes eggs for the school campus, and they use those eggs in the school lunches, specifically for the egg sandwiches. Now, because carnivores aren't allowed to eat protein, well, protein that comes from an animal source, a dead animal source, not an embryo. You know, I guess eggs are very important in this world. So chickens have a very crucial responsibility in producing eggs for the carnivores. And Legosi notices that the eggs on Wednesdays taste especially good. And it's because the girl that sits next to him in class makes those eggs, and she takes very great care in producing the best quality eggs that she possibly can. It's kind of funny too, because she calls him Eyebrows. She doesn't even know what his name is. And you know, when he asked to borrow her eraser, she's sort of off-putting to him. You know, she's like, I only have one eraser. She doesn't even let him use it. So she wants to please him in a way with the eggs, but she doesn't really care about having like a social rapport with Legosi. So that was sort of a humorous moment. They just kind of threw that in there amidst all the emotional relationships that are going on. So I thought that was it was kind of fun, you know? I mean, they showed a little bit of versatility. You know, it's not just a emotional, heart-wrenching episode. It's got a little bit of humor in there too, so that's always great. Moving on to Haru and Lewis. Now, I thought that Haru was imagining that Lewis lost his antlers, but it actually turns out that he actually did lose his antlers, and he had to get some prosthetics. So what is going on there? I mean, that's very interesting. You know, I mentioned in my Beastars anime review, you guys should go check that out if you haven't already, that I feel like Lewis is overcompensating for the fact that he feels like he's a weak herbivore in the presence of carnivores. So, I don't know. I mean, what is he doing? Like, is he trying to prove himself some way? Is he getting into fights at school? Like Fight Club, Brad Pitt style? I don't know. So, we gotta figure out what's going on there. And then we find out that Haru is developing strong emotions for Lewis. She admits to Lewis that she just wants to feel loved. She doesn't want money, she doesn't want social status or friendships, she just wants someone to love her and care for her. So this indicates to me that Haru probably comes from a broken family, and she probably didn't experience much love in her life. However, Lewis is not permitted to fall in love with her because he's already got a mate selected for him. He has to produce offspring, specifically deer offspring. Now that's kind of interesting, because is this sort of a commentary on how Japanese people feel about marriages, how they're supposed to marry other Japanese people to kind of keep their bloodlines pure and, you know, not really allowed to mix among the races? Because I know the Japanese, as opposed to sort of the rest of the world that's becoming more culturally diversified and, you know, the great melting pot of America, you know, where everyone just marries everyone, Japanese are still very strict in that regard, in keeping their genetics quote-unquote pure. So I wonder if Beastars is sort of a commentary on that, like, hey, you don't have to fall in line with the societal norms that everyone tells you that you have to. You know, you can branch out. If you feel love for someone, it doesn't matter if they're a different ethnicity or cultural heritage. If you love them and you have deep affection for them, that's permissible. So I wonder if it has more broader implications. So that's really interesting. Moving on to Juno and Legosi, I was pretty much correct there. Juno's developing feelings of love for Legosi, and Legosi kind of sees right past it. You know, he definitely acknowledges the fact that Juno is a very attractive young wolf, but he doesn't share the feelings that Juno is feeling for him. And then at the end of the episode, Legosi finally admits that he loves Haru. However, it's not in the way that he wanted to make this confession, because the only thing that makes him realize that he loves Haru is the fact that another man is going after her. And not only that, really, it's not that Lewis is going after Haru, it's the fact that Haru has the feeling of love on her face for Lewis that Legosi feels for Haru. That's the real devastating part for Legosi. Now, it's so interesting because we have so many relationship dynamics going on here. Haru loves Lewis, but Lewis doesn't really feel the same way about her. You know, Legosi loves Haru, but Haru doesn't feel the same way about him. And Juno loves Legosi, and once again, he doesn't feel the same way about her. And Jack is just sitting in Legosi's room looking at his bunny porn. So it's going to be really interesting as we go down the rabbit hole, no pun intended. Get your minds out of the gutter if you were thinking about Haru. How these relationship issues develop, because I imagine we're going to have some broken hearts here, and I just hope that Legosi, in his state of rage and brokenness, doesn't allow the demon within him to emerge and, you know, lash out against Haru or one of the other herbivores. So that would be bad, and I can't wait to see what happens. Every episode that goes by, more stuff develops, and I just get more and more excited to see what happens next week. So that's the mark of a great series. A lot of great still shots as always, and yeah, I think I pretty much said it all. I mean, this is the second review for episode 7, so let's leave it there for now, and I'll catch you on the flip side.